Two.
What up, what up, what up? Want to welcome everybody to Football Fan Talk, the divisional weekend matchups. You know what I'm saying? I'm your humble host, Big G.
And it's your boy, Raider Mike.
Young Architect back in the building, man.
So,
Oh, snap. What happened? Uh-oh. Well,
what happened? What happened?
Be back here. I
Did
don't
the
know
host
what
disappear?
happened. He did. But here we go. Back at it again, man. Yet another week. The divisional round of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Really exciting what happened this week. But let's just go over what you saw over the past weekend during Wild Card Weekend, Raider Mike.
Yeah. Well, we could take the Buffalo game. I mean, Buffalo kind of had a little hard time with Miami this weekend. I think just a couple of turnovers, and I think they really didn't get after the quarterback like I thought they was going to get after him. But all in all, they did build that 10-point lead, and Buffalo could score when they wanted to. So it was never in jeopardy if they had to go down on the last possession to win the game. They were going to win that game. I don't think there was no doubt. If Tua would have played and Miami may have won that game. I think so. But
I had too many screens open, man. I was flipping back and forth, man. My bad.
Okay, well, I just think that Tua would have made a difference. They probably would have won that game. But all in all, like Buffalo, they'll be all right. I think they could still. I don't know. They got a tough matchup this week, but and then the 49ers game, I mean, it was a good game for the first half, and it was actually through the third quarter until the strip fumble. When Geno gave it up, that's when the game where the floodgates opened up on them. So they were in the game. So I think 49ers do have a tremendous defense, but you can throw on them. You see, Seattle was going deep. I mean, what's his name? The receiver, DK Metcalf was a flame broiling. Oh boy! So and Tyler Lockett, they were getting their catches in the tight end trance. So yeah, that's what I saw. I mean, 49ers, they look good, but we'll still have to see this week.
Okay. All right, Architect, man. What your takeaways from last week?
I think one thing for me, I'm gonna say the Bengals-Ravens game, the fact that it came down to basically a fumble on the goal line. Honestly, I agree with I believe J.K. Dobbins came out this week and said something about it. If they had Lamar, they would have won that game. I wholeheartedly believe that. Don't get me wrong, Tyler Huntley, he did what he could. Obviously, scoring 17 points on the Bengals also shows that they have weaknesses on their defense. But saying that the Bengals did what they had to do. The Giants, I called it. Kirk Cousins didn't do bad, but there was one specific play where he had a check down on like a 4th and 8, and he threw it like 5 yards under the first down marker. I was just like, hey, that's Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? Goldilocks, Trevor Lawrence, man, coming through after throwing 3 picks to Asante Samuel Jr. You know what I'm saying? In the first half, he came back and led the Jags to what, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, it shocked me. Being down 27 points, that's a hard feat to come back from. You know what I'm saying? Props to them. I guess that, again, that kind of shows Justin Herbert ain't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I say that with a smile because I hear all these people constantly, Justin Herbert's in that upper echelon. But to me, this starts to make me question, is Trevor Lawrence now above Justin Herbert? I would say so personally because he not only was he able to come back, but Justin Herbert wasn't able to score more points to hold that lead. You know what I'm saying? Or to secure getting into that next round. Dolphins, Bills, I feel like the Bills, either they took the Dolphins too lightly or the Bills really aren't as good as we thought they are. Because winning by only 3 points it says a lot. It speaks volumes, especially going deeper into the playoffs. And the Niners, they did what they were supposed to do, albeit they almost, you know what I'm saying, they let Geno and them boys come out and show that they still had heart. 23 points is no shot look, so the Niners do have some kinks to work on as well. But all in all, a good weekend in football.
Yeah,
Yes,
but I
yes.
but
Yes,
the Buffalo,
it was an excellent week of football, man. Know what I'm saying?
you left, Big G. I told you to stay.
Well,
Jaguar game. I told you. I
yeah,
said the Chargers will let them back in that game.
they sure the hell did, man. But I think last week the pretenders got exposed, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the Chargers, they, as what's it called? Denny Green said, they are who we thought they were, man. You know what I'm saying? This follows their script all the time. You know what I mean? They get up big and somehow, some way, they're gonna let you back in the game, and it's up to you whether you can take it or not. Now, this year, they got in the playoffs because they took a few more of those games than they lost. But last week was typical. That's what happens to them all the time. And then you look at who was that? Same with old Kirk. I know you talked about him. Same thing. Everybody followed the script. Oh, Minnesota to me, I know they had a good record, man, but out of all the teams that were in the playoff, I mean, we kind of touched on it last week. They were the one I trust the least because,
Absolutely.
they have absolutely no defense. Their best way to beat you is to outscore you. And if they can't outscore you, you get last week. And then what else? Of course, everybody said Niners just look unbeatable, I guess. You listen to
Hey,
everybody out here on the radio in the Bay Area, man. Cancel the Niners in for the Super Bowl, even though they beat a division opponent who just really kind of squeaked in the playoffs
and that was the
themselves.
third time they beat them too. Like it was like,
Yeah, man. And seems like each time it got easier. So I don't know what we're gonna take away from that. I know you touched on the Miami Buffalo game. That's kind of like I don't know. That game, Buffalo just needed to win. I think that was an emotion game where that team, if they get on a roll, they get high emotionally, but they can come down they crashed. You know what I mean? Like Miami kind of took them by surprise. Damn near caught their ass too. So, all in all, it's a good week. Cincinnati, they did what they're supposed to do. I mean, Baltimore, if they had Lamar, could have been a different story. But, you know, if, if, in Dallas, Tampa Bay, another one, I discount that. We did what we're supposed to do. A lot of people were picking Tampa Bay strictly because of Tom Brady. And,
I was one of them. I was one of them.
yeah, and like I said last week, man, Father Time indeed is undefeated. So, Tom, he had a nice run, man. But it's time for that new blood. The Trevor Lawrences and and Herberts and everybody else is stepping up in there, man. The Burrows, the Josh Allens, it's their time. So, we're gonna mosey it on, man. We got the Elite Eight this week. We have some damn good games. We're gonna stroll in. Before we do, before I jumped out for a second, I had to announce the records from last week. We had the Architect came 4-2. Raider Lady 19 was 4-2. Me and Raider Mike was both 5-1. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. It was just me and Raider Mike picked Cowboys. You and Raider Lady 19 picked the Bucks. That's the difference. Sorry about that. But next up, man, let's roll it into this week's action. Let's see who we go first, man. Let me get my little notes here. I'm gonna start it off with the Jags going into Arrowhead facing KC. The Chiefs are favored by 8.5. Now, the Jags are 6-1-1 against the spread in their last 8 games versus the AFC, and they're 5-1 in their last 6 against the spread overall. And guess what? The Chiefs are 1-7-1, or excuse me, 1-7-1 in their last 9 home games against the spread, and the Chiefs are 0-4 versus a team with a winning record against the spread. So, interesting stats for this here game. So, Raider Mike, pulling an upset this week or what, man?
Oh, we ain't finna go there. I know that the Jags have overachieved and they have played well. I will give them that, but this ain't the Chargers they playing this. So they're playing the Chargers this week again. I'll be picking them. but they playing Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, and I gotta go. I gotta go with going with the Chiefs on this one. I'm not gonna be that. If they beat the Chiefs, hey, I will applaud them. You know, they get a standing ovation. If they could beat them, they gotta get something. Shoot, they might name a street after Lawrence after that game. But I think it's gonna be a street called Mahomes Boulevard. Is what's gonna go on that game. So.
I see. All right, young architect. Who you like?
I'm going with not Jacksonville. My bad. Kansas City. I'm going with Kansas City. Jacksonville. They're still a little too young, in my opinion. They're going up against the proven Pat Mahomes and that offense with Andy Reid. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the Jags are, a good up and coming team. But honestly, I think with this, I think the Chiefs will kind of coast to a W. I don't think it'll be a recap of last week because Andy Reid is a much better play caller, and he knows how to score points. You know what I'm saying? So I think with this one, I think Kansas City's going to take this one. I think it's going to be Pat Mahomes, not coming out party, but kind of refreshing everybody's memory that who he is.
Unless you want to try it,
Man, this is going to be I think this will be the easiest game of the weekend, man. I hate to say it. Although it's one interesting fact, man. Did you know Trevor Lawrence is undefeated in his life on Saturday?
What?
That man never lost a high school game on a Saturday. He never lost a college game on a Saturday, and he's never lost an NFL game so far on a Saturday. That man is undefeated on Saturday. So, hey, Jags, you got a puncher's chance. You know what I'm saying? That
you
might
do.
be able to, But on the flip side, Patrick Mahomes, with his 8 career playoff wins, has as many wins as the Jags have in the playoffs in their franchise history.
You can take the dog now.
So,
damn.
Yeah, I'm taking them there, Chiefs. And let's make it interesting, man. The show gonna be short tonight, so let's call the score out for each game, just for the hell of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It won't count as far as the wins and losses and stuff. We just want to see who gets close to the scores. So
Kansas City 37. Chiefs gonna have
you go first.
Kansas City 38. Jacksonville, I'll say 20.
Okay. Architect.
First score that popped in my mind was 35-27. Kansas City.
Oh damn, anything's gonna be kind of close, huh? That's a one-score game.
Yeah.
All right.
Just because I know Jacksonville can put up points.
Yeah, they got a puncher's chance, but they got a chandelier jaw that's gonna break.
Yeah, man. Third quarter. I'm gonna say I predict the blowout, man. I'm gonna say 41-17.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It's their first trip on the road in the playoffs with a young team against a juggernaut. I think they get overwhelmed.
But the Chiefs defense, though, Chiefs defense not like that for real.
No,
but
they don't have.
They play defense. When it comes to playoff time. They play just well enough. You know what I'm saying? And they can crank it up a little bit. They get Jones and Clark on that pass rush. You know what I'm saying? From time to time, they do their thing, man. But I'm gonna take that. There.
Take that.
Then next up, let's see. Next up, we got the Giants visiting the Eagles. Eagles favored by 7.5. Now, here we go. Giants 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games against the NFC. The Giants are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 Saturday games. The Giants are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 overall. The Eagles are 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 overall. So, and guess what? The Giants are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games in Philly. So, a lot of information there, man, supporting the Giants in this here game. But
much support.
I'll go first on this one. I'm part of that NFC East crew. I will say Eagles get them, man. I know all year long I've been giving the Eagles a hard time because, you know what I'm saying, it's a little tinge of haterism towards the Eagles, because of my Cowboys, but I can admit it now. But after Minnesota being the number one pretender, I think the Giants are number two, man. I've watched them play this year. I think Dayball going to have them get a lot better faster. He reminds me of Dan Campbell as far as the way his team rallies around him. So I think the Giants' future is bright, but people tend to forget when the Eagles were like a full squad and they played the Giants, man, they kicked their ass 38-22.
Whooped their ass, yeah.
And then, they beat them that last game, although both teams kind of didn't play their players for the whole game. But a fully rested Eagles team versus the Giants team that's overachieved. Eagles with the number 1 and number 2 cover corner, like in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? Well, number 1 in the NFL. The other guy, I would say top 5. So I think they give the Giants a hard time, man. I think the Eagles get them, and I think the score will be, let me see, what's the over-under in this game? The over-under is 48. So I would say the score is going to be 31-21. 31-21. I'm taking them Eagles. Raider Mike, who you like, man?
Well, I'm going to take the Eagles 28-14.
Okay. Eagles 28-14, huh?
Yep.
That's it. That was quick. Yeah. Architect?
For me, I'm going with Philly. I think Philly should dominate, if I'm being honest. Especially they're going to be at home. And I think this is going to be Jalen Hurts, not his coming out party, but him further solidifying himself as a top quarterback in the league. I've been saying it all season. It's been Jalen Hurts season. And truth be told, I think all right. So I think the score is going to be 48-23.
Damn, you putting up some big points.
I think the Giants really overachieved. I'm looking at the score. I'm looking at the Niners Seahawks score, and I'm thinking something similar to that. I don't think the Giants have the firepower nor the willpower to hang with a fully healthy Eagles team.
No, they don't.
I'm with you on that. Let me see. Let me look at something real quick. Boom, boom. All right. So next up, we got the Bengals visiting the Bills. Bills favored by 5.5. And the underdog in this series is 9-2 against the spread. 7-2 against the spread in the last 9. And then what little info we got going on here? We have the Bengals are 2-0 versus the Bills in the playoffs all time. Guess what? Both times the Bengals beat the Bills, they went on to lose to the 49ers in the Super Bowl. So not too good for them. And then guess what? Josh Allen is 4-0 at home in the playoffs in his career. Nice little tidbit there. So, Architect, what do you like in this game, brother?
First, I want to come out and say it's kind of BS that the Bills are playing at home. I feel like, especially with that stat you just read out, it's kind of sounds like they're kind of wanting to give it to Josh Allen just so they can kind of push him towards being that guy, going to the Super Bowl. But I think Cincy coming off of barely beating a no Lamar-led Ravens team, now going on the road to a hostile environment, obviously Joe Burrow came out with like he's not buying the whole underdog BS because at the end of the day, that team did get to the Super Bowl last year. That Bengals team did get to the Super Bowl last year. So I think this will be a close game. And especially, like I said, with Buffalo barely beating Miami, whether that be an emotional game or not, that speaks volumes to me. I think these two teams are going to battle it out. I think this might be the game of the weekend, to be honest. Because I think these two, they're two very hard-nosed, hard-grit teams. I think, Buffalo has that whole thing with their player who thankfully who's getting his health back. But I think Cincinnati's going to close this one out, man. And if I had to give a score, I'm gonna say 27-24 Cincinnati.
Ooh, okay. It still should do it, huh? 27-24. Not you, Raider Mike.
I don't think so. I ain't buying their train because they got 2 offensive linemen at down. They never did have really 2, 3. Now they got 3 offensive linemen down. And they got to block these pass rushers as people coming for the quarterback. I mean, Joe Burrow, I like Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. But, you know, they're going to bring him. They're going to, they're going to cut his balls off and hand them to him, partner. I'm not buying the Buffalo and the Miami, that close game. They play each other twice a year. They know each other. That's another thing. So we got to take that into consideration. You know each other. Y'all know what each other do. Y'all play each other twice a year. Just like the Ravens and Cincinnati play each other twice a year, right? They know each other. That's why the scores is close, right? So this being that the Bengals and the Bills don't play each other twice a year, to play each other in the playoffs, or maybe once a year, you know, whatever they do, they play. But I got to take Buffalo on this one. And I'll take Buffalo 28-21. I'll take Buffalo. And that's only why, if they had all the linemen, if they were fully healthy, I think on that offensive line, I probably would take Cincinnati as an upset. But Josh Allen 4-0 at home. They're going to play a lot better than they did this week because they was up by 10 points in that game real quick when they was behind. They, you know what I'm saying? That was just because they played that team twice a year. They get up 10 or 14 this game. I guarantee you they're going to pour it on. They're not going to blow them out, but they're going to be coming. So, yeah, I'll take Buffalo.
Yeah, man. In Cincinnati, they're too. I would not be surprised if they won because last year how they did it, you know, with their line depleted also, and they, you know, their line was depleted all the way to the Super Bowl, and they still damn near got the Rams. But you saw in the end, it cost them. You know what I'm saying?
Aaron Donald.
Yep. So, you know, they lost Lyle Collins towards ACL Christmas Eve. Then Alex Kappa, starting right guard, they lost him to ankle week 18. Then last week, they lost Jonah Williams. You know what I'm saying? What does he play? That's the left tackle.
Got the knee
dislocated his kneecap. Man, that's just too much. You know what I'm saying? You're asking a lot. Buffalo, you know, you can't forget they still have an emotional edge with them playing for what's his name? You know, injured player.
Lamar Hamilton.
Yeah, he's going to be at the game supposedly. You know what I'm saying? So that could be some extra added emotional
factor,
you know, excitement for him. So I think it's going to be too much for Cincinnati to overcome, man. Although I would say talent for talent, if you just go position player by position player, man, I think Cincinnati got him. You know what I'm saying? But can Burrow have time to, you know, and I'm gonna take the Bills, but I'm reluctantly taking the Bills, and I think the score will be, I say 21-17. It's gonna be low scoring, man, because Cincinnati, low key, their defense, besides Eli Apple getting burnt out there, their defense don't really give up a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
You know, so
Eli to get burnt.
I hear y'all. I hear y'all on the whole, like, you know, Joe Burrow getting sacked a lot thing, but that's the thing. That's kind of the reason why I feel like they can still push it out, because, like you said, Joe Burrow hasn't had a healthy offensive line since he's entered the league. You know what I'm saying? I know. So
you got a fighting chance.
Yeah, but Greg, what you said about Eli Apple, man, I'm telling you right now, he get burnt. He'll burn your tongue like whites only pie.
Eli Apple is what's that show?
He's gonna get his tongue burnt like whites only pie on life.
Said, what was that show? He said, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye."
How about I give you some pie?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Greg. You better know I'm talking about when Martin had the breaking point when he went after whites only pie that was sitting in the window. He was dodging bullets.
Oh man.
All right, so now we come to the payoff. We have the Dallas Cowboys visiting the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are favored by 4 points. Now, Cowboys are 0-3-1 against the spread in their last 4 games following it against the spread win, which they got last week versus the Bucks. The over the total is 4-0 in the last 4 Niner games, which means they're just scoring a ton of points because their opponent's not scoring on them. The road team in this series is 4-1-1 against the spread in the last 6 meetings. And the over in this series is 8-3 in the last 11 overall, which means usually when these two teams get together, there's a lot of scoring going on. And, just to go a little deeper, all time in the playoffs, these two teams, this will be the 9th meeting. So far, out of the 8 previous meetings, the Cowboys lead the series 5-3. The Niners are hot, man. You got to give it up to them, And they're 11-0 in their last 11. And 5 of those first 5 was with Garoppolo, the last 6 with Purdy. So, it's a very, how they say, the team is white hot. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, let's break it down, Jack. Architect, we like the game, man.
Dallas got a big task ahead of them, coming up not even against their secondary, against their front 7. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about one of the best linebackers in the league in Fred Warner, a nice up-and-comer in Dre Greenlaw. Obviously, you have Bosa, even Armstead, who, you know what I'm saying? Man, that front 7 is gonna be vicious. They're gonna come after that. But also after seeing last week, albeit against the depleted Tampa Bay team, seeing that team was fired up, seeing how the Cowboys were able to score points. I think this is going to be another close one. But man, I don't know. I think Dakota in the playoffs for me just hasn't really shown real consistency nor dominance. So I think he's going to slip up maybe once, and that one time is going to cost him. And I think the Niners are going to squeeze this one out, man. And if I had to give a score, because I think this one is going to be high scoring, I'm going to say 37-35. 37-30. Yeah.
37-30?
Yeah.
Niners?
Yeah, Niners.
Doing it again, huh?
I think so, man.
Bet against my boys that's cool. You bet against us last week and we won. So we're gonna keep you doing your thing.
Hey.
What's the score again? 37 what?
37-30. No, I'll give you a 37-33. 37-33. Because I don't because Brett Maher gonna mess
went to that
Brett Maher gonna fuck up one of these times. Y'all got Brett Maher back there kicking field goals. I don't know.
He might not be kicking extra points, though. He can kick field goal. He's just missing extra points.
Hire me, y'all. Sign me out there. I'll go out there.
Raider Mike.
Okay, man. I gotta give I'm gonna give the 49ers their credit. They have a tremendous, ferocious defense. I mean, you got to give it up to them. That front 7 is they some monsters, though. You got to give it to them on that end. But one thing that Dallas really does have the puncher's chance and the sprinter's advantage, because
I like that.
Because Michael Parsons is the sprinter.
Michael Parsons is a dog, man.
He's gonna be the one sprinting to the quarterback like a damn lightning bolt. Because
as long as he line up on the right side.
In order for them to win this game, in order for Dallas to win this game, it's going to be won by their defense, not their offense. Their offense is going to supply the scoring. Their defense is going to win this game by getting to the quarterback and making him throw the ball before he wants to, and making him hold on to that ball so they don't throw those short passes. Make him throw the ball downfield. That's how Dallas is going to win this game. And I'm going to take, it was like I said, it's where the players dwell, and the Niners won't win 12 in a row. I'm not saying it because I don't like the 49ers. I'm just tired of hearing tired of hearing it from everybody's perspective. They just shoot in guaranteed. There is no guarantee. That's why they play the game. And that's why Dallas is going to win this game. Because why? They got to play this game for 4 quarters. And made a team who turns the ball over the most will lose. And we know that. But Dallas has an edge because I still say Dallas have better receivers. I mean, they do. I'm talking about pure receivers. Gallup is the one who's, I'm going to tell you right now, they trying to say CeeDee Lamb has to win. Gallup is the one that's going to chop off the defense and kill the 49ers. Mark my words. That is the guy right there that's going to kill the 49ers. He got time to throw the ball. Gallup is going to kill him. That's all I got to say. Because they keep saying CeeDee Lamb, right? I like CeeDee Lamb too. He going to get his too because they're really not that good in the secondary. Their front 7 is so good to make them look pretty. But when that front 7 is handled, if they're blocked, it's going to be them cornerbacks going to look ugly. The glass slippers going to fall off and they're going to turn back to a pumpkin. I'll take the Dallas Cowboys and it's going to be a shootout. I don't care what nobody say. I'll take Dallas Cowboys 38, 49ers 35. That's the game. And I'm not picking Dallas because of that, because it's like this. You cannot win a game until you actually play. And they already been penciled in. That's a lot of motivation for this other team, for the Dallas Cowboys to come in and say, hey, look, we already lost the game. We ain't even played yet.
Exactly.
All they got to do is come here and be themselves and play their asses off. You like John Madden say, Dallas Cowboys show up on time and play like hell. That's it.
Hey, man, I like that. But, I'll go one further with you. Man, and in addition to Lamb and Gallup, man, T.Y. Hilton has been coming through like a champ for us. You know what I'm saying? That dude, he's been looking like Indy T.Y. Hilton. So it's another game. Let's go position for position. Or you can go group for group. They have Kittle. Kittle's a great tight end. But I like our tandem of Schultz and Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? Our tight end group is good. Receivers, man, I've never been an Ayuk fan. I think he's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's been doing better, but he still has his little drops from time to time too.
Yeah, he dropped one last week.
If you take our group as wide receivers, put it against theirs, I'll take ours all day. Then let's go to running backs. Oh man, they got run CMC. Man, I like our tandem of Pollard and Ezekiel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, McCaffrey, I'll give him the edge in that category. And plus they got Elijah Mitchell too. So, but it's almost a squash. But then they're giving Brock Purdy the edge over Dak. This is the thing. Dak is
ridiculous.
Dak is way more dynamic than him. I will give Purdy this. He's been steady, man. He hasn't had that pressure, but this week he's going to get some pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like in NFL, I kept saying we're the leaders in sacks. I've been false on that. We're not the leaders. Raider Mike, you were right. The Eagles. The Eagles have 70 sacks.
I told you, outrageous amount of sacks.
The Cowboys are third in sacks with 54. The 49ers have 44. So for all this awesome talk about their D-line and all that, Cowboys got 10 more sacks than them this year. And then if you go to the turnover differential, the Niners are number 1 with 13, but the Cowboys are right there. They're number 2. Niners number 1 with 13, Cowboys number 2 with 10. So if you believe the hype, we're in the Bay. So but even if you look at ESPN, everybody, they pencil the Niners.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not believing the hype, man. I'm just looking at the game, go position for position. If Dak does not turn the ball over, we win. I say that flat out because we could be just as dynamic as them. They got Bosa, we got Mike. So what? You know what I'm saying? We got DeMarcus Lawrence. We got the tackling Dutchman. You know what I'm saying? We got players all over, man. We got –
and truth be told,
better secondary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's go talent for talent. The one big place they have us beat, and I hate to admit it, is the head coach, man. You know what I'm saying? That Shanahan but he's not operating by himself, man. His
No,
daddy's helping him. You know what I'm saying?
His
That boy,
daddy's helping him. Not,
his daddy's helping him, man, and that's a big advantage. So I hope we'll drop the Mike McCarthy can get it together, you know. But I think my boys will get it, man. I'm gonna go with the score of it's gonna be in the 30s. I'll go 30. I'm gonna go 31-27. 31-27 Seaboys.
you know,
you know,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this: whoever wins this game, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Let me see.
Because I picked the
That could be
Niners.
the
I picked the
case.
Niners. But I feel like whoever wins this game, 100%, because these are the two best, like, offensively and defensively. I think these are the two best, like, sound teams. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl, 100%.
Yeah, and I know I'm contradicting myself right now anyway. I'm picking my boys to win, but I picked the 49ers to play the Bengals in the Super Bowl. So, you know, but hey, I'm going week by week, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think the Cowboys, they're prime, man. What do they have to lose? The whole world is saying the Niners are going to win. So, hey, one team may be going in there with a tight rectum. The other one be nice and loose. You know?
yeah, Dallas is coming in loose. And also, yeah, if they don't win, it don't matter because McCarthy, if he don't win this game, I don't care what they say. Sean Payton coming to the Cowboys.
Sean Payton coming to town.
I can guarantee it. They can say Jerry Jones say what he want to say right now.
Yeah,
but
I know.
He'll be on the phone with
Oh,
Sean an hour later after flying up from Frisco. I mean, from Santa
Right.
Clara. So, you know,
Yeah,
Sean,
man.
I'm about to have that job open up for you.
Yeah. So with that said, man, so it's a short week. We got it in, got it out. Nice little quick one, man. So
Yeah.
let everybody sign off, man.
Just hope Dallas can get in a quick one or get it, but we don't. It's gonna be 4 quarters, but hopefully they can get it in quick. But anyway, it's your boy Raider Mike, and if Dallas win this game, and I'm gonna tell you, I told you, don't count your eggs before they hatch. That's all I gotta say. Like, share, subscribe. And if 49ers lose, don't make excuses. That's all.
It's your buddy, Young Architect, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we get some good games this weekend, and I'll catch y'all next week.
Yes, indeed. And it's Big G signing out. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Join us again next week. Hopefully, we have another good pick. We all got similar picks pretty much throughout. The only ones we really differ on, Bengals and Bills game, one different, and then this 49ers Cowboys game. So might be one or two of us about 3-1. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody be 4-0. We shall see.
Somebody gonna is Lady Raider 19 sending her picks in?
Yeah. We gonna I'm gonna get her picks and then send it to you guys tomorrow so we all be caught up. But till then,